What's up, guys? Time to show off another build. This one going out to my buddy, Mr. Holley. He saw one of my 2.1 builds, but wanted to do it in red. And I said, hey, it's no problem. Until I remembered as I was building it, whenever I do 2.1s, the accents around here are raised, which means if you don't use a stubbier hour hand, you're going to get it caught on the 6, 3, 9, or 12. They stick out just a little bit further. They don't look like they do, so maybe it's just a perception thing. Maybe they're just a little bit larger. But the hands that I had picked out for them were definitely way too long, and I'd have to angle them up to like go over the top of them. And you would definitely be able to tell that from like the side. Be like, what is going on in there? Are these touching the glass? And they might. It's definitely the second hand, you know, if you do that. So, bead blasted build, bead blasted case, Kraken engraved crown, milled solid caseback, and the clasp. Small coin bezel. All that is done in... Okay, Google, volume down. All that is done in bead blasting. And then I air it as well as I can. Now, one thing that you can do with this, if you ever feel like... I didn't feel really any of it with this. But sometimes you can go, oh, I can tell right here there's a little bit... a drop of gun oil, and it's perfect. But if you do that, then you're going to go, ooh, I like the way that looks. And then you're going to do gun oil and just kind of wipe it over the whole thing, because it does give it a cooler, darker look to it. But the way it is now, it kind of has a nice little distress look to it. You can see little lines and marks in them. If you like scratch, it actually does like a polish to it, which is kind of cool. So it will just go with the dial even more. So if you nick up this side, just do a little over here. Take a Scotch-Brite and put some brush strokes in it. You know, just go one pass. You can really make these things kind of look a little different, but it's always going to flow. So I did a Plo Prof-esque style handset with paddles. I did silver hour hand, red paddle, minute hand, and then I happen to have some of these red with silver seconds hands, so threw that on there. So accents. This is a matte silver sunburst dial with a silver Kraken insert on top, and then the accents are done kind of in a polished silver. Then if you notice, you've got the red ring in here. That is actually part of the glass. And then I did a red movement holder. And you really can't see that, but every once in a while I'll get a dial that's slightly smaller and you can see the movement holder around it. And it will kind of look like how this glass looks. So if I had a silver one in there, you can't really see it. If I got a black one, you can't really see it. But if I happen to use a red one, you would see it. So this kind of gives that same look, being in the glass like that. So, very cool. And I don't have these too often. Like, I order them. They are a pain to get in. Sometimes I'll put the glass in and realize, like, something's wrong with the glass. And then I can't get that out without destroying it. So, like, I don't use them very often, or I'm extra careful using them. So, and then we did a red, like, racer style insert. It's red with silver. Minute indices on it. Loomed a little pip at the top. And... oh no, we got a cat that thinks that I need to talk to them right now. That's your build, sir. Bezel on it will turn left, it'll turn right. It is held on with a tension ring, and this one's a little bit tighter, this style. Automatic mechanical, as they are. Rotor in the back, you just can't see it. So before you put it on, you're going to wind it just a little bit to make sure that you're active enough to keep it rolling. So you're going to back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking, and at that point you can wind. A wind is a turn that way. Turning it towards you does not wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your fingers spacing and go back and forth. This for 4 or 5 seconds mixed with your rotor movement should keep your time throughout the day, but if you know you're going to be driving or at a desk or something like that, go ahead and do it for a little bit longer. Max out your 31 plus hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it. It has a slipping mainspring. So once it has the input it needs, it is just deflecting, and you are just winding for fun. You won't know you're doing that, but after a while you're going to go, I'm pretty sure I'm there. Wherever that is, yeah, you're probably there. I'm probably way over right now. So when you're good with your winding, you're going to pull to the 1 and only click, and you can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. You also notice you've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure on anything. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 11:21 a.m.
We still have enough time to get to the post office by 12. Upload pictures. Get your shipping label. Oh, I already have your shipping label. I did that last night. That's your build, sir. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads. The wife was able to do a pretty good job. We have these like marbled red ones and these marbled that go really well with that bead blast. And then some white. So that is your bead set. This is going to come in. I only have a black Kraken box. Not quite. I don't have reds. Normally I'd have silver, but I used the crap out of silver a long time ago. The guy doing my boxes right now has been in and out of the hospital, so you are getting a black Kraken box. This is going to come with watch cleaners. This is a foamer, good on all glass and metal parts. This watch has a hole, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber. You also have some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like Poly Watch. It's for your acrylic glass because you can scratch it. If you do, you'll use a tiny bit of that and use your color matching microfiber and buff it out. If the scratch is up and down, just go left and right, fill in that scratch, haze it, buff it out. You should be good to go. If you scratch your bead blasting, just do more scratches. Just do the green side of a Scotch-Brite, go single passes, give it kind of a brushed look or something like that, or use a piece of sandpaper and do the opposite, do it in a couple other spots on the edges. So they do have a really cool look doing that to them. So the watch can just look a little bit different, and you'll like it that way too. So that's the build. Thank you, John. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for reaching out to me. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, so I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.